Welcome to this episode of the Spellbound Saga. My name is Zach, and today we're going to be talking about part 2 of Spellbound. It's talking about how Alex and Melissa go get their own magical stones. Previously in part 1, Dimitri and Laura went off to go get some magical stones in this magical world. And so Alex and Melissa have their own part in the story. They have their own magical powers, and they're going to be going on their own magical adventure. Today we're taking a cruise ship. They've been slowly introduced to this world of magic, just like Dimitri and Laura were. Alex is about a year older than them. He doesn't ride the bus. He graduated last year. He's just waiting around for them to graduate so that they can all go to college together. Melissa is Laura's best friend, and she doesn't like Dimitri at all. She doesn't think Dimitri is good enough for Laura. Laura's her best friend. She's like, I don't know why Laura hangs out with Dimitri all the time. She should be hanging out with me. So Alex and Melissa are visited by Molino in the middle of the night, and he says it's your turn to go on an adventure to the other world. So Alex and Melissa appear in Hale Harbor. It's a place in the other world where it's kind of like a coastal harbor where a bunch of ships meet through shops and vendors. There's a lot of different people here. This is a lot of different people from all over the magical world kind of meeting, trading goods, selling magical items for other magical items or food or whatever. Farmington, which is just to the north of Hale Harbor, ships its food down to Hale Harbor to be sent out all across the world. It's a big commerce trading community that Alex and Melissa are there. They appear on this stone dock, and Murdo's there waiting for them. You remember the green-haired guy from part 1? He's a knight now. Now that Galley is king, and they help them get the Firestone, and he's the king now, he knows that there are other Earthlings coming to this world. He just discovered that Dimitri and Laura were from another world. Even though he didn't believe them at first, they mean something else. Another country, another continent, not another world entirely. So Galley sent Murdo off to meet Alex and Melissa because they're going to go on a mission to get the Water Stone and the Lava Stone. Alex is going to have water powers and Melissa's going to have lava powers, and they're going to be going off to get their own stones. Well, they don't know what any of this adventure, anything is like in this other world yet. They've only seen glimpses of it, kind of like Dimitri and Laura had. Going there for like a few minutes, coming back, thinking they had some weird dreams. It was actually real. Murdo meets them and says, hey, I met your friends Dimitri and Laura. He's even got a sign that says Alex and Melissa on it. Just waiting for them to appear. He's like at the docks, like just standing there waiting for these two people to appear. And they see the guy with the sign with their names on. They're like, who's he? To him. And they're like, why do you have a sign with our names on it? Oh, well, I met your friends Dimitri and Laura. We've already gone on an adventure. They helped me, and they helped the current king. And we have here for you provisions that are going to help you on your adventure to get the stones you gotta get. He's on his way to go save his girlfriend from being kidnapped. So Alex and Melissa receive the provisions from Murdo, and they talk a little bit about their adventures together, and they're kind of surprised. They're like, wow, they've done a lot of things already in just a couple of days. They met a bunch of rock people. They went to a fire city. They may have rescued some girls from being kidnapped. They didn't get a clear story from Murdo exactly what had been going on with them, but they understood there was a lot of magic, a lot of people, a lot of magical people, and some enemies, and they've been just saving the day over here on Geode. And now it's Alex and Melissa's turn, and Alex is like, alright, I'm ready to save the day. I'm ready to use some magical powers. What is it, water? Very vague. I'll figure it out. And Melissa's like, I gotta do what now? Is there somebody else? And Murdo's like, I don't know what you're gonna have to do, really. We've got a ticket for you here to a cruise ship. It's called the Losa Valley. It's like translated from another language that means little village. When it arrives, all these people come flocking to it because it is the biggest ship in the entire port. everyone's really excited about seeing it. And it comes as the sun's about to set along the harbor, and Alex and Melissa have tickets for rooms inside of the cruise ship. Their own individual room, as well as money from this world, and a few magical items as well in this red velvet pouch with a golden drawstring from the king. It's really very elegant and probably very expensive, but they have no idea of the value of things in this other world. So when the cruise ship appears, it drops down like a conveyor belt that the people show their ticket to the person at the bottom, and they're allowed to step on, be lifted up to the top. There's a big water fountain inside the main lobby of it, and there's smooth, white, creamy looking stone and marble columns, and everything's really elegant and extremely fancy. There's no time to explore the entire cruise ship because there's just so much to do here. There's so many different things going on all the different floors. They eventually make their way to the very top floor, which is kind of like the open air area, kind of like the top deck, becoming a big party. There's like a bar at the top where Alex and Melissa are getting like these fizzy drinks, and they come across a guy from the very beginning of the story. He's got feathers for hair, he dances, and his footsteps light up. His name is Hizzo, and he introduces himself to them as he's just sitting in this like cubicle area with them. It's kind of like a little privacy silencer room where they're able to get away from all the people and just have a private conversation, change clothes, or kind of like a little personal closet. He explains to them how he's a performer that is on the cruise ship just performing for all these people. Like, it's his job to be there. This cruise ship stops at like all these different ports along the sea. Hizzo's just trying to make a name for himself, just trying to be for his dance moves that aren't really all that spectacular. He tells them how there's going to be like a party going on the top deck here in just a little bit, and as the sun sets over the ocean, this big music concert going on top of the top deck of the ship, and there are people there using their sound abilities to be the instruments, making these musical tones that they've never experienced before. It's all new music to them entirely, with lights being displayed all around the ship, holograms. People are using their magical powers as entertainment on top of this ship. No one's fighting with their magical powers here. It's all for entertainment. So Molino comes to Alex as he's on his way to like the bathroom or whatever. Aren't you gonna be trying to get the water stone? You're the water guy. Why aren't you doing your mission here and going after the water stone? And Alex is like, whoa, why did you just appear in like a bunch of leaves? And Molino says the tree's gotten kind of powerful now that we've collected some stones. He's able to just teleport me. Doesn't matter. You haven't gotten the water stone yet. Why haven't you been doing that? And Alex is like, I've been just here on this cruise ship, just enjoying this awesome cruise ship. And Molino says to him, well, the water stone is somewhere around here in the middle of the Levin Sea. That's why we got you out here. We don't know exactly where it is specifically, but we know it's in the middle of the sea. And Alex says, I have no idea how I'm gonna find it. So Molino goes away, and Alex goes on top of the cruise ship again, looks over the top of the deck of the ship, and he's like, I guess the water stone's down there somewhere. So he dives down, or whatever, he uses his water powers, he just kind of like splashes around and gets to learn his water powers, and he's able to bring himself back up onto the deck of the ship using the water or whatever. He's learning here. He doesn't find the water stone in the water. It's not on the ship. He doesn't know. So they got a room there, and they're staying the night, and the next day they come to Upapi Island. This is a resort island where only like wealthy people get to go. It's a big volcanic island, and half of it is the resort. The other half is simply only for locals. Now, the people that live on the island are mainly reptilian-looking humanoid people. A lot of the people in this other world are part animal of some sort. Like there's people who are part bird, like the light dancer that I explained, he had feathers for hair. There are people in this world who are part bird, part fish, part chameleon. Evidently, most of these people look like chameleon people. And this is their island. It's a resort island. And Alex and Melissa get to have their own cabin. There's a gorgeous beach. Alex is very athletic. He was into cross-country racing, running. He's always running around the neighborhood. And Alex kind of has the short blonde hair like I do right now. And Melissa's super cool. And we're going to the beach on this resort island after we just took a cruise ship with this awesome concert on top of the cruise ship front deck. Alex is learning how to use his water powers to surf without a surfboard. And Melissa's just there chilling on the beach like, this is awesome. This is the best adventure I've ever had. After Alex and Melissa found their own cabin and, checked out the beach and looked around the island, another ship is coming in from the distance. And all the people that work there have been alerted about this ship and come running. What's so special about this ship as opposed to the one that we were just on? Why didn't you greet us like that? Well, the person on this ship is evidently a queen. It's Queen Anisha. The thing is, this is her island. So she's the person who's making money off of this island. And so she gets to stay there for free. She's got her own special cabana thing. She's got her own ball. She's got her own stuff there. And they just worship her here because she is basically the queen of this place. And on this island is the lava stone. So Alex and Melissa are like, hey, this person seems pretty important. We better follow her. Maybe she's some sort of important member of our team. Maybe she's gonna lead us towards the stone that we're looking for. She's gotta be important in some way for her to be here this time. So they're gonna go follow Anisha around until they finally get to meet her. She's alone in a hot tub and she's eating an apple or whatever in this really lacy, very revealing bikini. But she's in a hot tub and her servant had just walked away or whatever. And Alex and Melissa sneak up over the fence and get in the hot tub with her. And she's like, whoa, what are you kids doing in here? We just really wanted to meet you. We're really big fans. And she says, do you even know who I am? You're the queen of this island, right? We wanted to meet the queen. We kind of chill with them for the very first time that we've seen her in this whole story. She's actually really relaxed in her hot tub and she's not trying to kill them right now. She's just trying to relax. And she's like, I don't know who you kids think you are, but you're pretty cool having the courage to just come up in here like this. I'm just gonna sit here and relax. Well, she doesn't have time to relax because someone else is coming to the island. Night has fallen, it's dark, there's explosions going off in the distance and people start running around, sirens are going off, people are screaming, there's an explosion on the beach, and Anisha gets up out of the hot tub in her revealing bikini, and Alex is very excited about it, finds her very attractive. And so she's getting up out of the hot tub to go find out what is going on, and she goes to investigate what's going on with the explosions on the beach. And pirates are evidently attacking the beach and invading the island. So she goes off to stop them. She's using her fire powers as everyone's running around screaming. And Alex and Melissa are also legitimately running around screaming. Anisha's fighting the pirates off. Alex and Melissa go running off to go hide somewhere. Their cabins are too far away. They come across, there's this little tunnel inside of the side of the mountain. It's this big opening in the side of the mountain. And they go in there and it looks like a little church. There's pews on each side and there's statuary and candles on each side as they walk towards the front, and they're kind of surprised that these things are just sitting out for anyone to just take or smash or do whatever. Of course, they don't touch anything except for the back wall where they're, sneaking up to, and and the wall has all these weird engravings. And when Melissa leans up against it it opens up like a door, which surprises both of them. They thought this wall was just a wall, but it's like one of these other doors that I've talked about previously where they have to touch it in order for it to open, and it is the place where the stone is kept. Inside is this little tunnel that leads further into the mountain. They go through the doorway and it closes behind them. And so luckily they're safe from the pirates back here. They're not going to find them behind this doorway. Also, they don't know how to get out now. And through the little tunnel is this little bridge that leads to a pedestal just sitting in the middle of this long, tall, hollow, just drop and opening. This big cave. It's barely lit in there. And easily, Melissa's able to just walk over this massive rock jutting out to the middle of the hollow, just drop. It's kind of scary to Melissa, but the stone's right there. At the edge of this little landmass that juts out to a pit, she walks up to it. She has to go around to the back of it to see the lava stone. Stuck in there, but she also has to use her other hand to release it. There's some sort of mechanism she has to reach into, grab, and turn. She doesn't realize which way to turn it at first, so she's kind of just trying, messing with the machine, pressing some buttons. The pedestal's got buttons and levers and stuff on it, and she's not sure what exactly to do, so she just kind of messes with it until she figures it out, and the stone is released from the pedestal for her to take. But when she takes it, lava starts appearing below her, and that big pit that she's standing in is just filling up with lava slowly. And Melino appears inside of the tunnel, looking at her as she's running back towards him away from this slowly filling lava pit. And he's like, "Where are we?" And Alex and Melissa are like, "I don't know, they're pirates, I got my stone, let's just go." Alex and Melissa are teleported back home to Earth. Their mission is complete for now, and we're going to be following them again in the next episode. Check us out next time when we talk about the cruise ship again. We're going to meet all kinds of new people, do all kinds of fun stuff. Thank you for joining me. My name is Zach, and maybe I'll see you again in the next episode. And now we're caught up to the time where... And now we're caught up... And... "Oh, you running by my house the other day?" "Yeah, I just like to run." And they're like, "Oh, well, you're really fast, whatever." Anyway, so they're just excited that they go, "Tell me a little bit about yourselves. What are these pirates about to do? Are they about to be..." They're worried about their booty. What? Thanks for joining me this time. Maybe I'll see you again next episode.